Hey, what you're about to see is me on my channel, whoa, but I am doing a little bit of my seminar. I'm going to give you a sneak taste of what that's like. And if you like it, tickets below.
A better you starts today.
Across the country, I am doing my seminar. And by across the country, mostly in Sydney, but sometimes in Melbourne and Brisbane. And if you missed it out, well, let not your heart be troubled, because we have those seminars getting uploaded to my website. So if you want to see it, you can go there. And you can also sign up to my top tier at Patreon, and then you can also get it as well. Your choice. And I thought this would be the best one to start with, so that we just get like a nice laid out principle. Basically the kick that you can cut back. But if we could just start this one here and get like a foundation in of where you want to go, not even why, just where, that's it, and we can start you moving on that path, I think that would be a pretty damn successful first seminar. So, before we even get into that, we're going to go through like some friendly Jordan Shanks classics of what is going to be like the foundation, really, that we're going to keep coming back to. You've heard it 1,000 times if you watch the channel. But, did you know that you have 60,000 thoughts in a day? Did you know that? No. Who are you people? What's all like, what the fuck is this? Okay, well anyway, you do it. You have 60,000, and this is something that always wigged me out the first time that I heard this. You know this, don't you? You know. Yeah, you know. Maybe. Fucking it's the worst audience interaction ever, isn't it? What kind of question answer is that? Maybe. Yeah, well, like, okay, look, you've got 60,000 thoughts a day, roughly. Not every day. Not the scientist doesn't sit there and count it with his speedometer, but like around that. That's the estimate, yeah? And 95% of those thoughts are, and in fact, if you do have a pen and paper, and if you're going to come back, you do, good. Good boy. Yes, good boy. Very good. If you do have a pen and paper, you should be writing these down, because these are fundamental principles that you should be understanding about how your brain is functioning, where it's going. Yeah? So you're having 60,000 thoughts in a day. 95% of those thoughts are habitual. 95% of those thoughts are repetitive. They are the same thoughts that you had the day before. That's why every day you wake up and your first thought is like, my leg hurts, and then you walk down the bathroom and it's not that bad, I guess. Like, it's the same thing. It is the same thing on rotation. So, that 5% of thoughts, the new thoughts that you're having, maybe 3,000 thoughts of those are new, maybe, and that is what's sort of guiding your life. Those 5% of thoughts. That is pretty much. You'll hear this metaphor a lot in self-help, constantly, all the time. That little Indian man on the elephant, if you ever go there on tour, and it's fucking cruel, really. Like, you just sit on an elephant that just like, just hit it with a pickaxe and like, moves. But it's not like a horse, it's not majestic or anything. And it just sometimes decides to just go in the forest and start eating. They're like, no, no! And it just goes. Like, that's basically what they always say your brain is. Your brain is the elephant. That's your subconscious thoughts. And then that 5% is that little Indian man on the top, like trying to fucking get it to stay on the path. And that's your life. In a nutshell, that's your life. Just that. You've got those 3,000 thoughts in a day. What we want to do, really, a lot of it in self-help really, is to just be more conscious of what those thoughts are. To identify what those thoughts are, is we're all, you hear it over and over again, don't you? Just one idea can make you a millionaire, right? Like just one of those could be something that significantly, radically changes your life. Radically. Because the rest of it is just telling you to do what you did before. It's just maintenance. It is the subconscious maintenance of your life. And this is why, say for instance, if you come from a welfare household, this is how you can get, like, say, 6 generations of welfare. Yeah? It's not necessarily because obviously the conditions have been met better, education standards have been increased. A lot of this is just kind of like a psychological mentality that puts you where you are. And conversely, kind of the same thing as when you go to, say, people that are, like from the landed gentry or something like that. they're kind of in a gold class welfare. No one in their family for maybe 50 years has done any actual fucking work. And so they're kind of just sitting there with that same kind of just dull mentality of just like, where is it? What I'm saying is, obviously your conditions and your circumstances surround what these 95% of thoughts are, and then your life sort of drifts that way. Kind of just drifts in a direction. Because think about it, you're up against 19 out of 20 of your thoughts just being like, yeah, that's the way we're going. And that's how most people go through it. And never really consciously try and steer it. Which is the nice little metaphor that you're always hearing. I do love this in self-help, how they're always just these kinds of things, like, say you're a boat and you're on the ocean, and that's you, you're the boat, you know? Yeah, that's stuff. Really nice, isn't it? You're the boat, okay? You're the boat. 2-2. And you're basically, like, your entire life, and let's just say the thing that you want is just the horizon. If you think about your life, so when you were 6 years old, for instance, you probably had very different goals to now. Unless you have, like, severe learning disability or something. Imagine being 30 and being like, I want that Tonka truck. Like, can't really help you in that situation. It's beyond that. But for most people, you're going to have different goals at 30 than you will when you're at 3. Yeah? And if you think about it, when you go back and you think about what you wanted when you were 6 years old, it's kind of a bit of a joke. But at the time, you wanted it as much as you want, I don't know what you want now, fucking house, a girlfriend, whatever, like that fucking truck, you just, that's your whole life. Wasn't it? And then you hit, I don't know, 10, and then you just really want to learn, like, learn how to do a donut on a bike. If I could just do that, my life would just be, like, so complete. And then you get to 15, it's just like, if I could just finger a chick, like I'd never... Don't you reckon? That's just your whole life. It's just, if only I could do that. So what you start noticing as an adult is that horizon, like in the boat, is ever expanding. It's ever expanding. You never, ever, ever reach the horizon. Ever. And so at some point, your brain obviously starts leaking up. What the fuck's the point of rowing? And I think that's like really, I would say probably 75% of the things that people write to me all the time is like, I'm stuck in a rut. I don't know what I'm doing. That's what's happened. I'm telling you right now, that's what's happened. You were rowing for the horizon, you got to the horizon, you realised, fuck, there's just more fucking horizon, fuck it. And then, that's what happened to your life. That's what happened. So you pull the oars in, and then the current just gradually takes you. And look, if you've set your life right up, and this is a big thing that we will be doing in these self-help seminars as well, we are going to be going through and instilling the habits in you so that you are naturally going with the current. And it is dragging you, because you can't be in this mindset of like, I'm going to get it all the time. But you can have it so that you've set your brain up so it kind of just does that automatically. We will be going into that at some point.
Hey, did you like that? Because I've got the full seminar. It's at my site, friendlyjordies.com. And here's the best part. For a limited time only, and by limited I mean until the sun explodes, you are going to get it for half price. Why is that? Because it's not as well filmed as I thought it would be, as you can plainly see. But after that, it's gone up to full. So if you want cheap tickets into something that people paid good money to see, do that. Do that and you won't regret it. That is a killer seminar. I'll see you next time.